Alright, what's happening, guys? We're doing something a little different today. Since I had not a good day with the car and I went quahogging, we're going to make the quahogs tonight. So, what I got set up is, we're going to make it, it's called, this is in Portuguese now, amêijoas mul espanhol. That means shellfish, or the clams, they call it amêijoas from St. Michael's, which is in the Azores. That's where my parents are originally from. They call it amêijoas, but over here it's quahogs. And there's specific type of quahogs. Same beast, different size. So, around this area, this would be considered a little neck. This is a cherry. Well, they call them cherry stones. And then this is a stuffy. The bigger quahogs, the meat is a little more, to pull it mildly, it's a little chewy. So what we do with these is we boil them in water with garlic, red crushed pepper, and a little bit of salt. And we'll boil them up, and they'll open up, and then we'll take the bellies out, and then we grind them up, and then we mix them with breadcrumbs, seasoned breadcrumbs with us, and some onion and some garlic, and then you essentially stuff them. You take the shells, you wash them out, you split them in half, and then you stuff the shell, and then you bake it in the oven. And you can top it with paprika and stuff. But we're not doing that today. We're going to be doing the amêijoas mul espanhol. Easy for me to say. So I have some olive oil. We're going to start the pan. Chef Tush, please forgive me. A little bit of olive oil in a pan. If Mark can open the olive oil bottle up. Extra virgin, nothing spectacular. So put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Let that heat up a little bit. And I also have, my wife has actually, it's a garlic infused olive oil. So we're going to give a little sniff of that too. And just a bit, because this stuff's really potent. That's more than enough. A little bit of salt. A little bit of salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of salt. Portuguese cuisine. A staple of the Portuguese cuisine. A lot of the meals that we have is we have red crushed pepper. So we're going to throw in a tablespoon of that. Woo! I have 1.5. I got actually some 4 cloves of garlic sliced. I can turn the fan on here. I know Chef Chris doesn't like this, but this is all I have. A wooden spoon. Turn the heat down a little bit. I'm going to get this oil all nice and incorporated. And 1.5 Vidalia onions, just sliced. And it's like costly, not chopped, but sliced. Throw them in. We'll let them wilt down. Get the pan on. It's not a bad smell. Lower that heat a little bit. Like a medium heat. We're going to let that wilt down a bit. of moisture in the onions. And this is really gonna throw the kibosh in here. This recipe, as I've learned it, takes a white wine rind, R-H-I-N-E, but I don't have that on hand. And at this time, the packies are all closed. Up here, we call them packies. You guys call them liquor stores, we call them the packies. The packies closed. So, now I got one green bell pepper, kind of julienne. Throw him in there. Since I don't have white wine, we're going to use beer. I'm going to use Corona. Corona's a really citrusy beer, so it should work all right with this type of sauce that I'm going to make. So, yes, I can cook too, I think. The wife's now home. She hasn't been home since Wednesday. She went with my mother-in-law to visit relatives. So I've essentially been a bachelor since Wednesday. And the house didn't blow up. And I didn't destroy anything. We're going to leave the salt out. You just see it starting to wilt now. That's what we're looking for. You don't want to overcook it too. You don't want to overcook the green pepper. I'm going to need the lid. Smell-o-vision. You guys smell this? This one fits in. Yeah. Smell-o-vision. It smells really good. So, heat up in bed. Now, this is the kicker. This recipe, believe it or not, calls for tomato sauce. So one small can, I forget how many ounces this is. This goes in here. Oh, that smells good. How many ounces is this? It's a quarter cup. So it's a quarter cup. Alright, that tomato now is going to infuse in here. I don't have the rind, but one beer. None for me. But as they say, I'm having a beer. Cheers, fellas. It was a rough day for me, man. Rough day. Okay, so it's almost like a stew now. So now, that's all doing its magic. Now we're going to take, these have been all washed. These have been all washed. We're going to take these and drop these bad Larrys in here. I'm going to put the lid on it, simmer them. They are going to open up. Whatever water that they still retain from the ocean, as you know, is salty. So that's going to actually add to the saltiness of it. So that's why I didn't put too much salt in the beginning. Put these in here. Okay, I'm gonna lid it. Should take about 5 minutes. It should take about 5 minutes. We'll plate it. Ow! Sassy up back, girl. It wasn't sassy, it was me. Alright guys, so I'll bring you back when these start to open up, because the steam's going to open them up, and then all their, not to sound gross, but their bodily fluids are going to mix in with that sauce. And then we're going to look at some magic. Alright, be back in a bit. You want this sauce. The sauce is the stuff for the bread. Alright, they're opened up. This is done. So now I'm going to shut the heat off. Let that calm down a bit. I'm going to pull the shellfish out, and then I'm going to place it in a clay serving bowl, traditional Portuguese, and then we're going to just ladle the top with that sauce, and we'll present it. I still have to throw some fresh parsley I grabbed from the garden. That's going to be part of the garnish. It's been washed. And what we got going on the side here is we have some French bread. See it on the griddle. And we have some minced garlic and olive oil and a little bit of salt. And we're going to do essentially Portuguese cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine, especially the Portuguese. They like to have bread with their meals. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toast these medallions. There's a French bread that I cut up on. I cut them on a bias. And then I'm sauteing the minced garlic, salt, and olive oil. You don't want to cook the olive oil. I mean, you don't want to cook the garlic too much. But you want that flavor. So then we're going to plate this and plate that, put it together. And then I'll bring you back when everything is ready to go. Alright guys, we are done. Garnished with lemon, fresh parsley. We have minced garlic and olive oil with a little bit of fresh parsley on a toasted French roll, French bread cut on a bias. Can't forget our nice little Corona that accompanies this. It's very refreshing. So this is essentially a recipe called amêijoas molho espanhol. So it's essentially clams in a Spanish sauce. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. There's nothing better than a nice meal after a long, hard day. Be well, be safe. Thanks for watching, guys. And we will see you on the next one. Cheers.